Moving forward, what do you think the solution is? Some people are saying maybe the country is a failed state. Security agencies are inadequate. Maybe it's a political thing.
You see, the frequency, the rate, the magnitude, and the spread of murders, as it's been happening in Nigeria in the last few months, begs common sense. Nobody in the right senses will look at this and not begin to propound theories or develop possible solutions. But the point is, our security agencies, for all they cared, they are doing their best. But I can boldly tell that their best is not enough. They still need to up their game, review their architecture, expand their frontiers, and do a lot more.
We've been talking to a political affairs analyst, Mr. Oladun Deario. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, sir.
Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir has welcomed his Egyptian counterpart's bid for re-election during his first visit to Egypt since 2016. He also pledged further cooperation after a year of rocky relations between the neighboring countries. Ties between the African countries have appeared to fray in recent months as Cairo grows restless over a Sudan-Turkey naval agreement and a dispute over a dam Ethiopia is building on the Nile River that runs through all three countries. Sudan last year banned imports of all Egyptian agricultural goods, a move analysts saw as largely political and tied to a litany of Sudanese grievances. President Al-sisi is standing for re-election next week in a vote he is almost certain to win.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has continued to engage in a major military campaign to deliver the security he promised to Egyptians. He seeks re-election next week and is widely expected to win. Last month, the army launched a highly publicized offensive and says it has killed scores of suspected fighters and detained hundreds more in Sinai, the main stronghold of Islamic State, after their defeat in Libya, Iraq and Syria. Footage released by the Egyptian military on Monday shows the Air Force bombing a suspected explosive-laden vehicle and 12 houses used by suspected terrorists.
I believe that the main goals and the main purpose of the launch of the Sinai 2018 operation is to face this threat, to besiege the group Islamic State and to terminate its operations in North Sinai in a way that is close to final. However, talking about the full termination of the group is, in reality, not practical.
The military previously had said that it has killed more than 1,800 jihadists in the area since late 2014. President Al-Sisi called on the Egyptian military and interior ministry in November to secure and stabilize Sinai within the next 3 months.
It can be assumed that the first phase of the Sinai operation will come to an end before the presidential election. Assuming also these expectations and the analysis of what the Egyptian armed forces and police are doing, maybe after the election process is over, we could see another phase, a second or third phase of the operation.
The military says the new campaign features unprecedented coordination between the Army, Navy and Air Force in Sinai, and that these tactics should help it clear the peninsula of militants. But analysts say the Army must adopt more effective counterinsurgency tactics and avoid alienating residents with the more destructive methods of air raids, curfew and buffer zones that have razed populated areas and radicalized residents.
Let's go over to the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the United Nations says humanitarian needs caused by conflict there have doubled over the last year, and a cash shortage is the largest single impediment for a proper response. A long-delayed election to replace President Joseph Kabila is at the root of violence that has ravaged the Central African country. About 2.2 million people became internally displaced in the DRC last year alone, nearly doubling the total number of internally displaced people to 4.5 million. Meanwhile, the UN Commission for Human Rights has accused the Congolese military and police of killing 47 demonstrators over the past year and attempting to cover up the atrocities by removing the bodies. In a statement, the United Nations says the Congolese authorities were quashing dissent at all costs and there is an urgent need for an independent judicial investigation. There have been numerous protests following President Joseph Kabila's refusal to step down when his mandate expired over a year ago. Analysts say the political uncertainty is fueling conflict east of the country. And at least 17 people have died in eastern Madagascar. This is after a tropical storm hit the area over the weekend. The National Office of Risk and Disaster Management says in a statement that more than 6,000 people were displaced by the storm called Eliakim. The tropical storm hit the island's Mananara region, 635 kilometers northeast of the capital Antananarivo, Saturday night. This is coming after tropical cyclone Ava killed 51 people in January. And still to come on Network Africa, we'll talk to our African affairs analyst on the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo, as of course police question former French President Nicolas Sarkozy over allegations that he received campaign funding from late leader Muammar Gaddafi.